England versus Wales in a friendly. Is it ever a friendly? I'm not entirely sure. This game at Wembley on Thursday, the 9th of October, can be described as such. And here are 3 reasons why this is a massive game for Wales. I think that the most important thing to look at here is, of course, it's not a World Cup qualifier. Of course, what's coming next is more important. But this is still a massive game for both England and for Wales. There is a rivalry between the two nations, between any home nations. And for Craig Bellamy to go to Wembley to lead his Wales team to a famous victory against an England side who are, rather looking to qualify for the World Cup but looking to win it, would be a huge, huge statement for the team going into it. I expect, we've seen in recent years Wembley be a pretty sparse stadium ahead of friendly matches, not a great atmosphere. I'm going to be there on Thursday night and I'd expect it to be very, very different. I think England fans will want to win this one much more than they do normal friendlies against other European nations or other nations around the world. And similarly for Wales, I think this is a big game. So it might not be the most important reason why this is a big game, but I think when looking at this one, and even though there's not much at stake beyond pride, I think that pride is incredibly important. And that means this, in terms of winning it, would be a massive statement of intent, a huge achievement for Craig Bellamy and his side. Next up, you've got to look at this as being a preparation game for what is just a ginormous game for Wales against Belgium coming up next week. This comes off the back of a disappointing September international break for Wales, where they went to Kazakhstan and got the job done, beating them 1-0, but not in the most convincing fashion. And then, of course, that 1-0 defeat at home to Canada in Swansea. Just not an ideal friendly result, really, because it kind of, after an incredible start under Bellamy, after the heartbreak of conceding that late goal to Belgium in Belgium, to then have a kind of disappointing couple of games in September means that Wales come into this one maybe lacking that momentum they've had going into previous international breaks. And therefore, this is an opportunity to put that right. This is an opportunity for players to put themselves in the mind of Craig Bellamy to face Belgium the week after. I think we'll see some changes. We'll probably see a couple of young players come in. Bellamy himself has said not only that this is a big game, but also that he sees this as an opportunity to really expose some young players to what's going to be a pretty intense atmosphere against top opposition. And I think we'll see a couple of players, probably Dylan Lawler, come in at centre-back. It'll be interesting to see with Ruben Colwell having got the call-up, whether Ruben and Joel Colwell will get on the pitch at Wembley in midweek. But this is an opportunity to, if Wales win this game, then host Belgium next week, it'll feel very, very different to being well beaten by another decent side. Because when you look at the quality in their teams, clearly, in terms of international breaks, playing England and playing Belgium, it is an incredibly difficult one. And with Belgium playing Macedonia on Friday night, Wales are going to have a pretty good idea of what they need to do to force themselves into those top 2 spots, heading into just an unbelievably big break in November, with 2 more games to come against Liechtenstein and against North Macedonia. So, yes, this isn't part of the World Cup qualifying process, but at the same time, I think you have to view it as being an opportunity maybe for Bellamy's side to kick on and to show what they can do. And that kind of plays into the third key reason for why this is a massive game, and that is the tried and tested players. That is the senior players that I think we can expect to feature in this game for Wales, coming up against top opposition and proving themselves to be a match for them. Now, as I say, we saw that in Belgium. Wales were incredibly unfortunate in that game to come away from that game losing 4-3. But I think that defeat and the manner of it makes this one even more important, because you're looking at the likes of Kiefer Moore, who of course scored in Kazakhstan and is such an important player. You're looking at Ethan Ampadu. You're looking at Joe Rodon. Looking at Neco Williams. These are players who, whether they're playing in the Premier League now or not, have done previously and have, big game experience for Wales and for their clubs. And this is an opportunity for them to stand up, to show Craig Bellamy that they are capable of leading Wales into games against world-class opposition and coming away with a result. So, I'm excited about this. I think from, cards on the table, I'm an England fan. I'm part of the England pods covering the England national team. And this is a big game for England as well. We come off the back of a resounding victory and kind of the beginning of the Thomas Tuchel, hopefully, era of good results of some disappointing performances last time out. And this is an opportunity to go and do it at Wembley and to show the home fans what we're about. There have been some criticisms and some confusion maybe about some of the squad selection, certainly Jude Bellingham and not coming into the squad despite being available for selection has raised some eyebrows, with Tuchel choosing continuity maybe over quality. But it feels like a lot of the good work that was done in the last international break will be undone if England are to come away with this without a victory or even beaten by Wales. So, and that's not complacency, that's just the way that I think the England fans will feel. So it's no disrespect, of course, to Wales. So a massive game for Bellamy, a big game for Wales, a big game for England, and in no way a friendly. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too.